everybody, and welcome to another episode of Horror Movie Night. This week, we are sitting down and talking about the Canon Films classic Ninja the Domination, as picked by Scott. Now, here's the thing. I have to stress out the front, we're not going to give Scott a hard time because I'm pretty sure this was his first ever watch of this movie. He had just heard years past Adam and I talk about how Ninja 3 Domination is close enough to a horror movie that we could probably get away with talking about it because of the exorcism angle. And I'll take a little bit of a hit there because watching this, I'm like, no, this is just a straight action movie.
Yeah, it was. So I get it that there are people that feel the way we do about horror, about action. I mean, or rather, they feel about action the way that we feel about like shitty horror, where it's just entertainment, you know? But watching this first 10 minutes of Ninja 3 The Domination was so ridiculous and boring to me.
Oh, see, I was like, okay. I was like, we got a ninja on a golf course.
Did you watch it in 1.5 speed?
No, I watched it straight up. Like I remember because I couldn't. We couldn't
because I felt like I was. I wrote, this is like watching a movie in fast forward.
I did watch it in fast forward.
It was because you were an idiot and you waited until this morning to get to it.
I know. Well, I even got up early. I just couldn't get to work.
Brian is the kid that has 3 weeks to finish a project and then does an all-nighter the night before to get it done.
Yeah. Adderall helped me graduate.
I will say that the first half of this movie is so outrageous that it feels like the movie that they made in Pee-wee's Big Adventure that they watch at the drive-thru.
My biggest letdown about the first scene is when he kills everyone at the golf course and they don't show the 911 call, because I was really hoping to be like, somebody killed my brother. I think he was Asian or something.
I will say one of the first things that I noticed in this movie is there's like no blood for how violent the movie feels. Like he's slashing people with swords and there's nothing.
Yeah. It's crazy. This movie is crazy. It really is the least horror movie night film ever that we could possibly discuss, I'd say. And I don't really regret picking it.
No, it's absurd. It's absurd.
It's so 80s. Oh my God.
There's that helicopter explosion.
Yes.
That is just...
Oh, okay. I actually have. Can I do a quick rundown of my notes? They were kind of a play-by-play of this first battle.
Yeah. I'll sit back and let you go.
Okay. Oh man. So the reason why I watched this movie straight without being able to fast forward is because I had to go some sketchy torrent or sketchy streaming site, I don't even remember which one it was, to watch it, because I picked this 2 or 3 months ago under the auspice that it was on Amazon Prime for us to watch for free. I mean, it was, gathered into, we would watch it based on our Amazon Prime accounts. And then last week I go to start watching it, gone. And this was, I mean, it'll have been at least a month since Amazon decided to just nix a shitload of its content by the time this drops. But that was like so depressing because there's no DVD. There's only a Blu of this, and I don't have a Blu-ray player. So I was like trying to find it on Pirate Bay. Nobody has it. And I finally found one of these sketchy sites that had it, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to have to watch it at 1X. And
well, I'll give you some exciting news, though, Scott. That Blu-ray is a Blu-ray DVD double pack. So,
yeah, but I'm not going to spend $30 on this movie.
Yeah, first of all, fuck you, Matt, and thank you, Scott, because this isn't the first time that Amazon Prime fucked us and we knew that we were going to have to figure out a different way. I said, should I buy this? And Scott said no, and Matt said yes. And boy, am I glad that I didn't, because I will never watch this movie again.
Yeah, neither will I.
Okay, so
wait.
Play-by-play notes.
Yeah, all right. So the very beginning of this fucking movie is this ninja, well, this Asian dude goes into a cave, opens up this crypt, and it's full of the most ridiculous mall ninja shit you've ever seen. And so he picks up mall ninja throwing stars that are incredibly shiny, and then something that looks like jacks. You know, like when you played jacks as a kid? It's fucking jacks. And I'm like, what is he gonna do with that? Is he gonna play fucking pickup sticks or something? So in any case, he gets his arsenal put together somehow, and then decides that in the middle of the day, he's going to go murder a scientist who you only find out is a scientist afterwards. But he goes on this golf course, and he's got a throwing star, and this guy is on a golf cart with his wife or girlfriend or something, and he has bodyguards, and the ninja takes out one of the bodyguards by putting a throwing star in his hand, and then a blow dart in the gun barrel and makes the gun explode. And I'm like, why aren't you trying to just shoot this fucker? And so he takes out all the bodyguards, and they're like trying to escape him in a golf cart.
Yeah.
Even I am not in shape, all right? I can outrun a golf cart. They can't go even more than 15 miles an hour. You can outrun a golf cart.
Yeah.
And so he kills them, and now the cops are swarming him, and I'm thinking, I thought ninjas were trained in the art of evasion, but this guy just decides he's going to outrun police cars on a dirt road in the middle of the afternoon. So he's like running down this dirt road, and then the cop car is on the one side, and then there are two cop motorcycles, and he just runs between them. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? And then he throws a ninja star at one of the cops on the bikes. I think he gets on top of the car, right?
Yeah.
And he like throws a throwing star at one of the cops on the bikes. It hits the guy in the neck or something, and then the other guy, I don't know, his bike explodes. And
I want to see if you catch the one big director mistake.
I'm not going to catch them, but I'll just tell you, I remember the two kills, the next two kills. He stabs one of the guys with his gigantic katana through the roof of the cop car, down his head. And the guy's like, oh! And then the other guy gets punched in the face or something like that. And then he just like jumps up off the cop car or something. It's a blur. He kills like 40 policemen.
So that's the scene where it was the first thing I caught, where this movie has a lot of mistakes. But the scene is he wraps a rope around a tree, swings around it, and you see him kick the police officer clearly off the bike. Yeah. He kicks him off the bike, and then the next scene is the motorcycle with the police officer still on it, riding into the river.
All right, so now that we're done all of that craziness, the ninja basically puts his essence inside of a very cute woman who works for the phone company.
And I don't like the way you just said that, Matthew.
Yeah.
Putting your essence inside a woman. He possesses her.
He possesses her. He puts his soul into her.
We're missing the best part of this whole thing. So my notes go, tell me this ninja is going to jump on the helicopter. He does it! And then he like puts a throwing star between his toes and kicks up, and it like hits the pilot in the neck or something. And then so he like jumps out of the plane into the water, and then you get the helicopter explosion, which you're like, are they going to actually explode this helicopter? No. They put it behind a mountain, and then they have an explosion. And then he's killing more people, and then they have him they have him surrounded, and they shoot him just surrounded. And I'm like, what about friendly fire? And they shoot him more than Michael Myers at the end of Halloween 4. Like he would have been in pieces because they're using shotgun blasts at close range. He would have been completely obliterated. And then they're like, he uses his little Batman secret surprise where he throws it on the ground and makes smoke, and then he digs into the ground, and they're like, where did he go? And they don't even check the ground.
I just want to throw this out there, Scott. For someone who said that the first 10 minutes of this movie made him realize that he doesn't like dumb action movies, you sound like a child full of glee discussing all of this.
I was so shocked by the fact that I saw what they were going to do. Well, I imagined the most ridiculous thing that they were going to do, And then they did the most ridiculous thing. Like, I don't find joy in it. I find shock and awe.
All right, so the girl gets brought into the police station for questioning, and this is where she meets her soon-to-be cop boyfriend.
Oh,
and he's offering her all this food, and I just wrote down that one of them, he goes, "How about some candy?"
And he reaches in his pocket.
It's the one thing that this movie does have going for you. It's a great lesson on how to get in a relationship. You beg a girl, you beg a girl to go out with you. If she says no, you follow her to her job. You ask her to go to coffee. When she declines that, you sit by while she gets sexually assaulted.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Then fake arrest her to force her in your car.
Yeah.
And then after the 10th no, get angry. Kick her out of the car, and she'll say yes.
And then, well, okay, yeah. So before we get into the arguably the scene that sells the film, well, one of two scenes. The possession scene is really the make or break for this film for me.
Well, before we talk about anything,
I need to talk about the aerobics scene.
Can we talk about that Body Shot song that's playing in the background? Because
is that the one? Shit. Wait. Is that the song that goes? Oh no! I'm talking about the There's the first song we get, because she has an entire crazy 80s pop like soundtrack for her life here. So she's a phone operator by day, or not phone operator, but like a
construction.
She does like phone electrical repairs. She's up on a pole listening to this song.
Whatever that job is, something that we couldn't do.
Yeah, she got this. She's got her boombox on playing, and it goes, "I need a lover, gotta feed my appetite, find me a lover." And I'm like, what is this shit? And then we get an aerobics scene, and I'm sold.
Dude, the song that's playing in that sounds like the song from
Aerobicide.
It's called Body Shot. The song is called Body Shot. They keep singing Body Shot over and over again. Yeah. But more than Aerobicide, it literally sounds like the opening credit song to Toxic Avenger, where it's like, "Let me see your body talk, yeah, body talk."
I am such a sucker for shoehorned aerobics scenes. It's not even funny. Like, it's just, are they going to do an aerobics scene? Oh my God, they're doing an aerobics scene. That's really how I feel when I mean, I picked Aerobicide and Death Spa. This should be a no surprise to anybody. This aerobics scene is not nearly as fun as those movies, but it's also, okay, we got aerobics. This is just a slice of 80s life.
Yeah, it's just a way to eat up some film so that you can get to that 90 minutes.
Yeah, that sweet spot of 90 minutes. But I feel like having an aerobics class on one side of a room with a bunch of sweaty meatheads kind of like licking their chops, kind of like eye fucking you, is a bad idea. And then it actually is a bad idea because they decide that they are going to rob and sexually assault a woman in broad daylight a couple steps away from the gym door as everyone is leaving the gym. And then, all these dudes from the gym that aren't going to sexually assault this woman are watching as she fights them off, including her soon-to-be cop boyfriend. And, he's just like...
It was at this point that for a split second, I thought I was watching a Maddie Morphin Power Rangers episode for the Patreon. And then I was like, nope, still Ninja 3 The Domination. Got it.
God, this movie is just all over the place tonally. Because you just hate this cop so much. And I'm like, please don't. I know what's going to happen. Because, like, I'd already seen the V8 sex scene. That was what sold me on this film.
Well, so this isn't what she says.
Doesn't use soft drinks, but she has some V8. Literally, her line is, "I don't use soft drinks," like they're a drug.
But I wrote, "You could come in for a cold glass of V8 juice."
She doesn't even put it in a glass for him, though.
Here's the thing. I am no snack, right? I am in
not
no
2019.
Position, not 2019 at all, but I am in no position to pick and choose who I'm going to get lucky with. V8 is so disgusting that I would just go full Larry David. I would just turn into Larry David. She'd be like, "You want to come in for some V8?" I'd be like, no.
But
have a good night.
I wonder if it's because you and I both worked at retirement homes where they just like could not
Get
stop drinking V8.
I don't. And I'm gonna make a little reference to Marvelous Mrs. Maisel here. I think that because in season 2 they go up to the Catskills for the summer because in the 50s all the rich fucks had enough money that they could leave the city for 2 months, and so they're up in the Catskills, and all Midge's dad does is just drink copious amounts of fresh tomato juice. So I think it's some sort of weird cultural shift that, I mean, I love tomatoes, but V8 I can't choke it down. Like
it just tastes like you're drinking cold tomato soup, and
there's nothing good. There's nothing good about it, and with pepper. And I love pepper.
Yeah.
I love everything that goes into V8, but you cannot pay me money to drink a 4-ounce V8. V8 comes in 4-ounce little cans. I can't stomach 4 ounces of V8. That's just give me that and then a 1-ounce chaser shot of Pepto-Bismol, and maybe I won't have a terrible day.
Yeah.
But then she doesn't even give him a glass. She pours the V8 on her tits. And then he's like, "This is awesome," and he
it's like V8 now.
Yeah, he's like, "I'll drink the lukewarm V8 off of your tits." It's so fucking weird. Like, I don't get it. And the guy is so hairy. He's like, "Why did you
wrote that too,
dude?" The most uncomfortable scene, like the scene that made me cringe, is when she says, "I don't know what's wrong with me," and then cries and she just presses her face in his hairy shoulder blade.
But it's not just his chest; it's his arms. Oh.
It's everything.
There's a shot where he's wearing a muscle shirt.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my God. And he's like hairless in his face, which just makes it all the creepier to me.
Because he definitely should. I'm guessing that the guy has to shave his jaws, his neck, all the way down to, a spot somewhere around his clavicle. I get it. Like,
it's insane how hairy he is.
I think that he might actually have had somebody Brazilian a spot between his Adam's apple and his clavicle so that he didn't have to shave his lower neck, because it defies reality. Like, he's basically mid-transformation in Howling.
Yeah.
It's bad.
All right. So my favorite aspect of this movie is whenever she's about to be possessed by the ninja, there's all types of super lo-fi special effects. My favorite one is the living arcade followed by a floating sword.
Dude, that living arcade was pretty dope. Like, it's visually really entertaining, but it serves no purpose. You're also missing that every time she's trying to avoid getting possessed, she does a flash dance homage. She's like, gotta work out, jazzercise the pain away. No possessions for me now.
So my note was, much like Fraggle Rock, she tries to dance her cares away.
It is insanity.
Well, and they have the ghost sounds, and the ghost sounds are exactly like the noises that they make when you're just supposed to think that gremlins are somewhere. So it's just like a whole bunch of in the background.
No, not even gremlins. Fucking ghoulies.
Critters. Oh, ghoulies. One of those. But it's just like... I was like, oh, there must be a ghost coming.
Yeah, but also, this is... So, it's Japanese ninja, because there's another Japanese guy, second guy with a giant good luck coin for an eye patch that shows up, and I'm like, you can still see through the square on that eye patch. I get what you're trying to do here, Mr. Pirate Ninja. But he shows up and he's trying to fix the situation, I guess. And the idea is he's bad, but no, he's really a good ninja. And it's just so hard to get through this because she's like, there's something
the movie
wrong.
Loses
all steam.
So much steam. The last 20 minutes, I was just like, how is this still going?
Yeah, but the enchanted sword gives her...
That middle sequence, though, worth the price of admission.
I suppose. The enchanted sword gives you the power of eyeliner, which I guess is okay by me. But then she goes to the spa, so she can... For anybody who's still trying to piece out what the fuck this movie is about...
Well, wait. Before the spa, she also cuts a pool ball in half. We have to remember
she does that kill. So what the whole point is that the possession is so that the ninja can kill all of the cops that shot him to death.
Yeah.
So he goes to I want to say it's like the commissioner's house or something. Or she goes to the commissioner's house, and he's having a late night billiard sesh, and she like kills him, and that's where the pool ball scene is. And then and she doesn't remember it. So she comes home and she's like decides that she's going to go to the spa, and another guy who's actually, I think he's the police captain, so the boss of her boyfriend, is in this spa with two in a hot tub or like whirlpool or whatever with two women, and apparently this spa is right next to the police station, which if you're going to do some sort of, if you're going to have prostitutes that you're taking out of lockup to go pay them for sex at the spa, why would you go to the spa next door?
Yeah.
Well, when they
you're the
she
chief
comes
of police,
in,
I guess you can do whatever you want.
she comes in to join them in the hot tub, and one of the girls goes, "You better watch yourself, big boy."
Yeah, that whole scene, those bimbos, like that's what they were probably are bimbo 1 and bimbo 2, because their lines and presentation are the stupidest shit in a stupid fucking movie. Like, it's just ridiculous. I can't even deal with it.
Yeah, this movie fucking sucked.
I can't say that it's so over the top, though. I don't know how I feel about it.
It's canon pictures to a T.
It is the most canon film that is not Breakin' 2.
So the big thing that I want to talk about is that the exorcism scene.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the last scene that we need to talk about. But that has my favorite line in the movie, probably, where after the exorcism happens, the boyfriend cop goes, "I heard the word ninja, and I want to know what the hell that is."
Yeah. I'm like, you don't know what a fucking ninja? Yeah, I have a note.
You killed one.
Billy doesn't know what a fucking ninja is. So when she's tied up at this random, they find this ninja psychic, I suppose. She's tied up, and then she's just doing flips like Linda Blair in a like a tumbling act in the Olympics. It's crazy pants.
I love this movie. Like, it's not one that I watch often, but Brian, I know that you hated this and you're never going to watch it again, but I can promise you, and I've said this a few times, get a group of people together. This is a party pleaser, because this is bonkers. Like, people are just like, what is happening?
I think that you need...
But you don't understand people, because this is not a people pleaser. This is not. This is people being like, why are we watching this?
This is also coming from your brother, who thinks that a people pleaser...
You don't know my
is something
people.
Like sadistic, insane clown killer, which I keep bringing up because it really is the pinnacle of Matt Kelly, let's come over and watch a movie kind of thing.
The people that come to my house are usually couples, right?
They're not going to like it.
And it's
your issue.
It's one of two things. It's either a very, very good friend of mine saying, "Listen, Brian's a good guy. You just got to get to know him." Or it's Jade's friends coming going, "Look, it's my best friend's boyfriend. Just be nice."
Yeah,
And
just
I'm
be
gonna
nice.
like,
Just let him do his thing.
"You want to watch Ninja 3, The Domination? I got it on Blu-ray for
I
only
hear
$20.
Jade in the background being like, ooh.
Although Jade does love, like, she loved the pizza face scene in
Leprechaun 4.
Leprechaun 4. But this movie lacks integrity.
It doesn't feel like it came from a place of love.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like wondering, I guess they did the entire franchise, because I didn't know. I was more curious to be like, is this like a Death Wish thing where like a decent movie was made?
No, this was started at canon.
Yeah, this started at canon and ended at canon.
But yeah, it's I got nothing else to say. Ninja 3 Domination. Listen, if you're friends with the same type of mutants that I'm friends with, like, you guys order a pizza, get a case of beer. This is a great film to watch. There's a V8 scene. There's a possession scene. There's the hairiest human being you've ever seen in your entire life. Like, it's Sasquatch stars in the movie. Like, so come and check it out.
A weirder Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, but if your friends are, I don't know, human, then maybe this isn't the movie for your hangout. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Also, I keep forgetting, man. I'm sucking at this. The Exorcism is done by James Hong, who was in The Two Snakes with Jack Nicholson, who was in Batman with Michael Keaton, who was in Beetlejuice.
Nice.
What is your guys' double feature?
My double feature is going to be Beverly Hills Ninja, starring Chris Farley.
Nice. Man, that's good.
Also, Brian, it's supposed to be Scott. He picked this, but whatever. Scott, what was your double feature?
So this one is hard, and I don't really know. I don't know, man. Like, I think I'm going to have to go with aerobicide because it's just so... I mean, Killer Workout. I always call it aerobicide because it's a better poster, but Killer Workout is the American version of the film. You watch Killer Workout first, I'd say, because it's just it came from a place of love, but it is also so goddamn ridiculous. And then you're like, do you like that? You want a little bit more of that with a little bit more action and a little less plot? Ninja 3: The Domination.
All right. So I'm going to go. This is the second weirdest Kung Fu movie that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, you're going Ricky O, aren't you?
No. I'm going with So here's the thing. I want to get people out of my house. And if I put on Ricky-O, people are going to stick around because Ricky-O, as bombastic as it is, it's just gory as all hell, and it's a fun ride. Yeah. I'm going to put on something that is arguably out of the almost probably close to 4,000 DVDs in this basement.
Fuck.
One of the most uncomfortable things that I own. A little film called The Crippled Masters about a ninja with no arms who teams up with a ninja with no legs.
Oh my fucking God. That can't be real.
It's real. And he lets the ninja with no legs sit on his shoulders and he acts as the arms during the fights while he does all the kicking.
See that? Oh my God. Wow. That sounds awful. So 2 questions. 1, why is it that I immediately assumed that he was going to be on the shoulders, but then I was like, wait, if he has no legs, he won't be able to sit on the shoulders. So I imagined him in some sort of harness on the guy's chest.
Like Krang?
Yeah.
No, so
that's even more dehumanizing.
What this movie's really, I mean, this is like grindhouse.
Is it from the 70s?
Yeah, it's like an uncomfortable 70s grindhouse movie specifically because like there are 2 people who literally were born with, like, it's someone who was born with
no arms,
and someone who like.
I was assuming that they were true.
Yeah, it's true, but the guy with no legs is more like, I don't know if he was just born with no lower half and then they added this or what, but his character in the movie had his legs burned off by acid, so it's just like these little like skeletal legs dangling down. So he can sit on someone's shoulders.
That might have been just a birth defect and not necessarily adding prosthetics. I'm guessing for the sake of sanity that they did not put prosthetics on a man.
But yeah, I remember I heard about the movie. I heard about the movie on a website that I used to go to all the time called badmovies.org. And it was just this database of bad movies. That's how I discovered The Uninvited and a bunch of other stuff. And the guy gave it five bad movie ratings out of 5. So I was like, okay, that seems, I'm not a Kung Fu guy, but this seems absurd. But then I just randomly was at Suncoast Video and they had it. And I was like, I don't know if I'll ever see this in the wild. So I grabbed it. And I probably have gotten through the movie from start to finish once and have tried multiple times. Like, it's just so, it's not even like, I want to like Kung Fu movies more than I actually like Kung Fu movies.
Yeah.
And it's kind of in the same thing as Godzilla. When there's fighting, it's great. But then there's all of the other stuff that's in there. And this has a lot of the other stuff. So for some reason,
you're saying
they thought that plot was important.
Yeah, well, it's because it's grindhouse. You know, they can't just have it be all exploitative. So you're saying that you're going to do Ninja 3 and then the Crippled Masters,
and then be like, okay, you guys are still here, huh?
Yeah, because knowing your friends, they're like, that was something.
Yes, it's like, all right, I guess we'll put on Crippled Masters now and then just watch them trickle out. And then I can go to bed. So that was Ninja 3, The Domination from 1984.
89, dude.
That could be a 9. My handwriting is shit. But it was picked by Scott.
Oh, dude, it says that it's from 1984. Wow.
All right, cool.
On IMDb.
So my handwriting isn't trash. So
it does not. It actually looks pretty damn good for 1984.
The Ninja 3, The Domination from 1984 is picked by Scott. We will be back next week with another episode of the podcast. It's getting a little ratty around here. I don't know. I think we're going to talk about something that's, I don't know. I don't even want to clock in for my shift this year. I just want to move on and get past it. So we're going to sit down. We're going to watch it. It was picked by me. You can check out all of the all the cool things that we do over on our Patreon at patreon.com/HMN podcast. And always go ahead and rate and review and subscribe. Thank you, everybody who came and visited us at Monster Mania last week. We had a blast, I assume. And that's it. That's all I got. So we'll be back next week.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network. You're listening to the Geekscape Network.